Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Guido Goes Off. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been no secret, WWE has been bitten by the injury bug a lot in the past calendar year. Adding in Luke Harper's ACL tear, which puts him out of action for 6 to 9 months, WWE has suffered about 20 significant injuries to superstars and divas. A lot of these have been long-term. Thankfully, some not so much. So it got me to thinking: is there anything that WWE can do to help prevent these injuries? And if what they're doing isn't enough, should there be more done? Okay. First, is it a run of bad luck? I would say yes, because of all these injuries. I mean, let's just step back for a minute and look at professional wrestling as a whole. I mean, you're looking at a sport, it's a sport or line of work where you are literally destroying your body for money. It's a very physically demanding and very taxing, on all parts of your body: your back, your neck, your arms, your shoulders, your knees, your legs. There isn't a part of your body that isn't affected as a professional wrestler. And I would say that almost 90% of every wrestler that is wrestling right now has some sort of injury. I would say maybe anything from a broken toe, broken finger, sprained ankles, sprained knees, all the way up to bulging discs. I mean, we heard about Nikki Bella working for so long with that herniated disc in her neck that eventually it became too much. And then she's trying to rehab it, and even that didn't work, and so she had to do the neck surgery. So even then, there's a good chance she might not come back at all. So, and also add in the grueling travel schedule. WWE has, loops of anywhere from 5 or 6 day weeks, or 6 day work cycles, anywhere to 18. Like when they're doing tours, you were on the road working a match every day for that's over 2 weeks straight. You don't exactly get, and remember, these folks don't have an off season. They get the week of Thanksgiving, the week of Christmas. That is it as far as time off. They have no real off season like sports like football or baseball or basketball. Any other sport has an off season. Professional wrestling doesn't. And it's even worse if you're in the indies, where if you don't work, you don't make money. Simple as that. So by the time these folks get to WWE, they probably sustained at least 1 or 2 significant injuries. So now that they're getting the opportunity to make the money to where they can take better care of themselves, and So the thing is, I'm sure you're thinking, what is WWE doing? Well, I did a little research on this. The fact of the matter is, other than a certain few things that I will discuss later, WWE does quite a bit to ensure wrestlers' health. They have doctors and trainers, those medical systems that are on par with most professional sports teams. To ensure that wrestlers are getting rehabilitated and what have you there. They also have that $5 million performance center. And these protocols in place, like for the concussion protocols and any injuries, you have this certain amount of time and you have to take these certain steps. Also, I know they have a prescribed workout regimen for those in the performance center as a way to build those bodies to deal with the rigors of professional wrestling. And they have strength coaches, conditioning coaches. They have the best money can buy, basically. To build a better wrestler, if you will. So, what more could they do? There's only one thing I can think of. And I think some people would like it. For a while. The only other option would be to take wrestlers off the road for like 1 to 2 months. Let's say after a big feud, to recover. To give them time off. And I know in certain cases this is done, especially if it's to that point where, hey, look, this is affecting my work, and I need time off. The doctor said it'd probably be a good idea to take them off the road for a bit. And like I said, making that mandatory for every wrestler, I think a lot of people would get behind it until it's their favorite wrestler. It brings me back to the whole CM Punk debacle. Of him saying he was hurt and they kept pushing him to work and pushing him to work and pushing him to work. I always thought it was the fault of 3 entities. Okay. One, I blame CM Punk because he didn't get a second opinion. Me, if a doctor gives us a diagnosis, we can get a second opinion. These people can as well. And an independent doctor, going over everything and saying, whether or not they agree with the first opinion or not. I can speak from personal experience. Get that second opinion, because one, it can save you, it can save you from surgery, or something more, or two, it can save you money in the long run. Because surgery is expensive. Now, the second is of course Vince McMahon and the powers that be at WWE. The third, us. Why did Vince push so hard to have CM Punk wrestle? Because we wanted Punk. I mean, a lot of us, we want these superstars out there as much as we possibly can because we like watching them. That is the big issue. That's why I think that taking if a wrestler is pulled, like a mandatory rest period, I don't think fans won't like that, especially if it's their favorite wrestler. Like I said, people being Roman Reigns fans would probably be, oh, go for it. What, you're pulling Reigns? You monsters! You see what I mean? This is where I think, like I said, WWE does every possible thing. It's, like I said, nature of the beast. It's how the business works. It's the fact that however long it takes these guys to make it to the WWE, you're going through a lot of stuff up to that point. Is it, possible to not be injured? No. If you're in a physically combative sport, or any sport where you repeatedly put stress on your body, eventually it's going to break. So dang it. And that's why I believe that this is a run of horrible timing. So many people injured at this time. I think we're done here.